it's like you said, like bringing it back to the picture jank. When you crop out a photo like that, when you cut in the corners, all you're doing is trying to make a picture fit your narrative. And we have people do that all the time with work, with life, and it's just like you know the problem. Why are you putting so much effort into trying to edit this narrative? Just do the work.
What are you doing today that makes you better than the person you were yesterday? That is part of the Ascension brand. That is the motto, the heart of what we stand for. When I pass away, I want people to know. I want people to remember me. Not for the time that I've spent on this planet, but for the things that I have done to contribute to society. My mama raised a loser, but I broke the chains. I wasn't made to be a player, I was made to build a game.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Dirty Trunk Podcast, where the elephant is always welcome. It is me, your boy Marcus Morton. I always say with me is the Aaron Mack, and we're here on this Zoom call for another one. We're doing this for you guys, so like and hit that bell to subscribe, so you never miss an episode with us at the Dirty Trunk Podcast.
Yes. Oh man, it's been a rough night for me, Mark. I'm just gonna be real, man. Yeah, bro. As you can see, like I probably look like I ain't in my right mind right now.
Come on.
I feel like, well, right now I just woke up from a nap, so there's that.
Okay.
Like we already started the day off wrong anyway. I woke up I was like somewhere like 3:00 this morning, man. Just with a lot on my mind, man. Just like, and I kind of talked to you about it yesterday while we was at work, man. But like just thinking about a lot of where I am versus where I should be, kind of self-talk, bro. And it kept me up this morning, man. Like I woke up and I couldn't go back to sleep, bro. Like I was just like, because at some point I was like, if I'm up at 4:00 and I lasted until 6:00, I'm gonna be real with you, Mark. At 6:00, I seen Yee text me, bro. I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna go back to bed. Maybe my man want to do it tomorrow. Like, but yeah, Alyssa finally woke up and comforted me back to sleep. So yeah, that's why I ended up missing that text, man. We just need to solidify not only a day next week when we do the podcast, but a time.
All right. That'll work. It's crazy because, all right, me and Court, we was up kind of late also too, right? So I set an alarm for 2:00. I was like, I'm gonna take a quick nap, I'm gonna get up, and then that quick nap turned into a longer nap, and then I was like, woke up, the sun was out. Well, not really, the sun was out. It was kind of cloudy right now.
Yeah.
And I was like, I didn't hear the alarm, nothing. It's like when you play with that little window of like, all right, I'm gonna take a quick nap, and like you're also tired at the same time. It's like you playing with fire a little bit, because it's like you about to be knocked. I'm like, I didn't hit it. I didn't hit the alarm at all. Yeah, so that was on me. That was on me.
Bro, I went to bed early.
For some reason we don't believe in that over here.
9:00, bro. I was down.
We be up to like 10, 11. So yeah.
Yeah,
but,
I'm too old for that shit.
How about we get to the story that brought us to this topic we got today?
All right. You talking about my story or your story?
Talk about your story. Start with your story, and then we're going.
Cool. So I want to hit Boss of False real quick.
All right, let's hear it.
Actually, you know what? based on that story, bro, it's not even. I don't even think it's a boss or false kind of situation. We talking like a straight a straight false move,
Mm-hmm.
like just false move entirely on this company. Like this is like, and we stay having problems with this company, and the problems reside in the fact that this company cut corners, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a new type of cutting corners where now that they under new management and under new new ownership,
Mm-hmm.
the corners are starting to get a lot more round, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
So, all right, what am I talking about here? So me and Alyssa, we both got Hyundais.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and being that we both have Hyundais, obviously the best place to service a Hyundai and deal with the Hyundai, as it's still under warranty, is the Hyundai dealership.
Mm-hmm.
So Alyssa, well, no, it was Alyssa's car. Um, we took the car to this dealership because it needed an inspection. And Mark already know the story, so I'm gonna try to keep it. I'm gonna try to keep it kind of short, but to the point at the same time.
Mm.
Um, but still give detail to the audience because they haven't heard it yet. But we went to the dealership because they had an inspection. It was already past due the inspection because for whatever reason, every time we call and make an appointment with them, they're not able to get you in for an appointment for another for like 2 months after the fact, which I still think is insane. Because I feel like they use COVID as an excuse to do that,
Uh-huh.
because even before then, like it don't look no different in that joint before COVID versus now. Like it looked exactly the same. It don't look like nothing's changed. Everything is still normal. Like their
Mm-hmm.
business is normal. Like they like still got the same amount of people buying cars, still got the same amount of people coming to service that joint, but like for whatever reason, they 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 only allow you to book your joint 2 months ahead of time. Like it's the weirdest thing. So Alyssa's car had long since expired inspection because we did that joint like, and I don't know if anybody else do it, but like I get that joint done at the month that it expires. Like I don't know if people get that joint done ahead of time, but like I like the month that I want to get all 12 months of that joint, if you know what I mean. Like if I'm paying for
Yeah.
12 months, I want to get all 12
Yeah.
months of that joint.
Mhm.
I don't know. Like I feel like that. So I get that joint done on the month of, but it got pushed back a month. So I guess we got 13 months out the last joint. So that's neither here or there. We get to the joint, and the first thing I had to do was change a license plate light bulb because one of the license plate lights was out. So I
Mhm.
did that. I was like, I got to do that before we go in. And everything was good. I ain't do an inspection on the car before we went in. And they came back and said that the two front side marker bulbs, they're just little tiny little itty bitty bulbs, like a
Mhm.
T10 wedge bulb that um, it's the same type of bulb that go in most people dome light. They said that this joint was blown out on both sides. So the lady looking at us and she like, do you want to get that replaced here? Because if not, we're going to have to put a rejection sticker and fail the car. And I'm looking at Alyssa like,
What?
the fuck? And Alyssa says, well, we can get it done. We should go ahead and get it done, right? And I'm looking at the lady like, what's the price tag on changing those bulbs? And the lady said, with the with the inspection, with the inspection now, which is
Mhm.
$20 in the state of Virginia. The inspection is $20 flat in the state of Virginia with tax. The lady said, with the inspection, that's going to come up to $92.
Whoa.
And I'm looking at her like, So $70 to change some light bulbs. $70. And while I'm like, while I'm about to explode on on the old girl, Alyssa was like, "Yeah, we'll do it. Yeah, we'll do it." She reached over, touched my hand, like, "I'm gonna need you to calm down." Now, Alyssa was trying to save time because I mean, obviously, if they put a rejection sticker on the car, we got to pay the $20 anyway.
Mm-hmm.
We get a rejection sticker. They had to wait another 2 goddamn months and we were already up in that joint for about an hour at the time. So it just wasn't, on the time perspective, it just didn't make sense. So we get the car back, and for whatever reason, I trusted these people to get the job done. We paid the money. We drove away. We went to go do some other business, make some more stops for business. And something told me to just look under the hood. I lifted the hood. Bro, tell me why I see one of the bulbs like hanging out of the socket. Not only did I see the bulb hanging out of the socket with the cover that goes on the back of the bulb, the joint was missing. The bulb was hanging out of the socket, and it was the blown bulb.
So they ain't even change it.
They didn't even change it. They didn't even change it. Both of the bulbs still out, bro.
So this was the actual Hyundai dealership.
Hyundai dealership, bro. They specialize in Hyundai, so they knew what the fuck they were doing. This is what the point that I was trying to get at. Now, I can't say that it was foul play, but it was foul as fuck.
Right.
Like, for you to charge me, and bro, they had the audacity to itemize the bulb on the joint. On the receipt, they had the audacity to itemize the bulb. The bulbs were $1.75 a piece, bro. So I paid for new bulbs. I still ain't got the new bulbs. Like, bro, even if I would have respected them more if they just gave me the new bulbs in my hand and was like, "Yo, we ain't had time to fix that joint, so here you go."
I don't know. I mean, I'm still paying for the service and everything else. Nah, that's crazy. That hearing it again, that's wild. But all right, so, and it's crazy because companies actually, that's their policy. Like, not the whole part of, like, jipping y'all like that, but
yeah,
the reason why they have it out in advance, they schedule people in advance like that, is because of people that wait that long for to get like inspections and like other stuff changed or like serviced or whatever. It's kind of, they know people are gonna wait this long to do it, so why not have something in place to kind of not really punish, but like kind of mess with those people that like wait till the last minute or don't get their stuff done in advance. Because it's like, if you wouldn't have waited, you probably would have had a totally different story. If you would have got that junk like 2 months before the inspection, probably would have been a different story. Way different story.
Bro, I'm just saying, like, it's been instances like that where, like, I always go to this dealership and be like, man, I wish I had checked that first before I went in there. Like, I wish I looked at that myself. And like, they did it with both cars on multiple occasions now. Like, to the point where, like, I mean, quiet as kept, like, if you go to a spot and you have a bad experience, that don't necessarily say that the spot is bad. You know what I'm saying? But it does say that, that you need to be cautious of something. But you go to a spot 2-3 times, maybe 4 times, and you got the same experience, and you end up leaving with the same feeling, bro. You feel like you got raped. You feel like you got robbed, bro. Like, bro, I can walk through the hood and feel safer than going to that place at this point, bro.
Jesus. Yeah. That's crazy. It's sad that companies are like that. And it could just be that place, companies as a whole, you shouldn't like punish the entire, Hyundai company because
Oh
you
no,
might
we
go
just going
somewhere
to a
else.
different joint.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I was about to say. That one spot you just need to just put a caution tape around that mentally and just be like, you know what, you're not coming here, you're not going there.
Yep.
But why do you feel like that happened? Like, do you think it's just like people in that store, that Hyundai, dealership, they just didn't want to work, or like they were just like, all right, we got all these people scheduled, so we're gonna, just kind of cut this early here. We're not gonna do as much service as we need to do. We're just gonna slap. They just here for inspection, so we just gonna slap, lick them and stick them, slap it on there, and tell them they're good, and send them on their way. Do you feel like that was their mentality when they were doing that?
I don't know, man, but I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that heard about the horror stories that mechanics do to people who don't know how to defend themselves from them. Like I'm being dead serious, bro. When Alyssa go into the dealership and have a conversation with them people, bro, it's a different experience than what I get, bro, because they know that she don't know what the fuck going on with the cars. Like, and it's the same thing with most women, bro. Like, they don't know what's going on, so they get swindled when they go to these places. Like, there was a situation last time where they were about to charge her like $200 for something that was covered under warranty, and was telling her that it wasn't covered. And I'm like, yo, that's wear and tear. Like, yo, you got that's under warranty. Like, that's not how this works. Like, and then they were like, okay, yeah, you're right. Like, just let it go. Like, I'm like, come on, bro. Like, yeah, like, and it's stuff like that, man. And I think and you want to be optimistic and want to feel like it's just shady people working in places. But at this point now, man, in my life, man, I'm starting to feel like it's just the industry itself that's a little tarnished, bro. Like, the industry itself teaches the type of carnivorous activity that they do as it pertains to getting money, bro. And I trained a girl one time at Amazon who said that she was a car mechanic, and we spent like a few minutes. She was going over. She worked at a Toyota joint somewhere, and she told me all of the crazy shit that they used to do. Like, and I was just like, I'm just like throwing scenarios at her. I'm like, yo, I seen. And I asked her one day. I was like, I seen a joint where dealerships would be replacing fluids out of cars and putting the wrong fluids in on purpose because that's all they got. Like, is that something? And then they blame it on the customer when the car is destroyed. Like, is that something that you've seen happen personally? And she was like, yeah, that's very common. Like, people be putting the wrong oil, like, because they ain't got the joint on hand, bro. And you came in and paid for the service, and they couldn't possibly tell you that, we drained the oil out your car, and we don't have 10 W50 on hand right now, so we just gonna give you 10 W30 and just send you on your way. Like, it's like it's a common thing, and I ain't saying that to scare nobody, bro. But like, I feel like there's no, and we talked about it yesterday, bro, with the Triangle Boy. We talked about it yesterday, bro. I feel like because of money, the only reason they doing stuff like that is for capital gain, bro. It's just capital gain. Everything is capital gain on that point, bro. Like, you can't think of no other reason as to why a company would do some stuff like that. And I feel like what happened to us was, the fact of the matter is like, yo, we don't make much money off inspections. So let's find a way to extort some labor out of these people. Which, if they actually fix my shit, I wouldn't have a problem with it. But the thing is, like, they charged me $25 for 2 hours, right? It take 15 minutes to do a 16-point inspection A 16-point state inspection takes 15 minutes, literally 15 minutes. If you do it slow, Mark.
Mm-hmm.
So you had my car for 2 hours and you didn't fix what you said was wrong with it. You charged me for the 2 hours. What did you do? Mind you, it was just, we pulled up at Office Depot. I popped the hood, saw what they didn't fix, and closed and was able to fix one of the joints. So I had a spare bulb in my pocket and was looking at the other joint like, the fuck is going on here? Like 2 minutes.
Yep. It took them 2 hours for a 2-minute job. Yep. I mean, we can't. We were here before, just like the $3 million bathroom. It's just like companies like those, they try to stretch it thin, real thin, just to get like extra money out of the pot. And it's in construction jobs also. Like you can. I was working at this one construction site, and we could have finished that jank up in like not even like a whole year,
Right.
but because people want to cheat the system, take the long route just to get an extra bonus or whatever, they made it a whole year project.
Wow.
Something that could have been done in like half a year. You're putting 6 more months of you at this place. You gotta have your people drive all the way from wherever, people staying away from their families, because some of the people, half the workers come from like out of state. They getting paid per diem. They got to stay at this junky motel or whatever, away from their families. That's 6 months they could have been spending with their families or whatever, and you got them out here just kind of shooting the bobo at this job site. Everybody's work is pretty much done. You probably have like a couple of stuff that they done dragged out because they wanted to like I said, get that extra cha-ching. For what though? Like what is your main game? Just to get the money?
Yeah, it is.
And it's sickening, because you're exploiting thousands, maybe millions, and it doesn't just stop at like the grunt level of people. It goes up to the corporate level. I mean, I'm pretty sure the corporate level is the ones that made the call, but it's just like two wrongs don't make it right. That's all. Somewhere somebody has to be just like, no, we can finish this in half the time, so let's do it in half the time. It's
and you can create a better culture, like Mark just said, like you at the corporate level, and you see it happen. Like it's not like somebody filed a complaint and you never hear about it. Not like you got reviews, but that's placed online and you ain't never heard them. Like you ain't never saw them. Like you don't know you got a bad review. And it's cool that you got some people who get good experiences, but bro, like for real, like if I got a company and I see good reviews and then I see a pile of bad reviews and then all the bad reviews got the same complaint, like I know that's a problem.
Right.
I specifically know that's a problem. So if there's an issue and like maybe they don't know what's going on in corporate. Maybe they don't. But there's a manager somewhere who knows that it's happening and he's allowing it to happen.
Right. Yeah.
I'm just saying, bro, you got a team of people who working for you and they getting the job done at all, no matter what the cost is. So if they're doing that and you're just allowing it to happen, then I mean, if they're continuously doing it, then obviously you're allowing it to happen. And not only did, I got reason to believe that you might have trained them to do so. And that's how you got the way you are, because the company has, given you this position because of your ability to cut corners and save money efficiently.
Yes.
So I'm just saying.
Oh man. And let's not even stop there, because all right, so like I said, I used to work construction, and I used to work under this guy that basically got to the top not doing what he's supposed to. It wasn't a thing of what he knew that brought him to the top. It was who he knew that brought him to the top. And because of that, this man made so many mistakes, had us doing so much extra labor because he couldn't read a blueprint. He couldn't read how to map out where we were. So we're out there, we're basically the janitors of the construction site. We had to pre-dig all the holes so people could come in, fill it up with the
cement.
What do you call them?
Rebar.
Yeah, but they had to build the box first that the cement would go into.
Yeah, the mold.
Yeah. So we get to this one spot or whatever, and he's like, all right, I think we're gonna have to dig this hole 6 feet down, 3 feet out. And older dude that was working under him, he's been there for a good little minute. He knows the ins and outs of construction. He's like, I don't think that's right, because that's near, these two pipes, and the pipes are already there. I don't think we should dig out. Guy didn't listen, told us to dig. He kind of raised his hands. It was like, all right, we gotta listen to the foreman. I'm like, all right, cool. He's like, hold on, Marcus. Wait till the foreman left. And he was like, we're gonna dig it, but he gonna do this little trick that he has for digging holes or whatever to kind of dig it fast. Because he was like, he knows that we're gonna have to fill this in about 10 minutes later, because we're not supposed to dig here. Lo and behold, we dig the hole. I don't know if y'all ever dig holes before, but 6 foot down, 3 feet wide. That's a it's pretty big hole. It's very laborious.
A lot of pressure on the back.
Yeah. So once we got done with that, lo and behold, like I said, dude comes back later. Someone informs him that, hey, the spot is, 3 blocks that way. And we had to fill the hole back in. So instead of, doing the right thing once, we did the wrong thing, had to fix the wrong thing, and still do that over again somewhere else. So when you're cutting corners like that to either put yourself at the top or just to do anything, it's other people that has to fix your mess ups in that process. And it's like it kind of irks me to a point, because it's like the dude didn't feel nothing. We didn't get a sorry, a apology, or nothing. It was just like, oh, all right, fill this hole back in, and then we're gonna go over here and we're gonna get it right. It won't no explanation. It was just, all right, what you did there, I'm gonna need you to fix that. And then come over here and do the right thing again. And oh my God, it just irks me.
Yeah. And with this conversation goes a little bit deeper than just companies doing the wrong thing. All of these things are just examples, because like we personally know some people, some like regular everyday people who just trying to make it, and they trying to get a come up, and they doing these shiesty things to get their come up as well. And for real, like I know that everybody just trying to make it, everybody trying to survive, everybody just trying to come up for the most part. And some of y'all, man, y'all ain't got the y'all. How do I say this without destroying the message? Because some of you don't have your values correct. Because some of you are not value driven. You're just money driven. You moving out of desperation. So when you move out of desperation, you make desperate moves, because only a desperate person tries to shice somebody out of their money and not give them what they said they were going to give. Some of y'all out here over promising and under delivering. Over promising, under delivering, and that's your problem. And that's why you can't get ahead in life, because you keep making all of these big promises, these big goals, these big dreams, the aspirations and things, and then you come on the back end and you cutting yourself and you cutting other people in the process. And that's why you'll never be able to get ahead, because every time you try to do something, you're looking for the easiest way to do it instead of doing it the right way.
And another thing, like, what does that do to your reputation? Do you want to be known as the guy or lady or person that cuts corners?
No, I'm saying,
because just like you said with the triangle boy, you got efficiency, you got logic, and you got safe. Most all the time, a company life, you just want to be safe. So why is that the most famous corner?
I was wondering where you was going. I was wondering where you were going with that, but that's dope. That's good, bro. That's good. Let's sit right there. Like most people, because they don't want to get cut. It's like, diamonds. In order to look like a diamond, in order to shine like a diamond, a real diamond, you got to get cut. But people don't want to get cut, so they try to stay safe while they trying to be efficient and proficient at the same time. So they don't want to get cut, so they stay safe. Like, yo, and y'all trying to make profit. You're trying to make profit, but you're trying to stay safe at the same time. I promise you, you will never be able to make profit if you're trying to stay safe. I promise you, there's no safety. And oh man, and we be talking about this all the time, man. I ask Marcus like at least once a week at this point, like, yo, why are we at this job, bro? Like, I feel like if we were to just quit right now, we just focus on nothing but being the best us that we possibly can, we cut away the safety net.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that. We cut away the safety net. And I think that will be the biggest point, where the most pivotal point, because at that point we have nowhere to go but up at that point. Like, we either go up or we fall down. Like, we climb or we fall. Like, there's nowhere in between. But at the same time, if we plan on fall, like, bro, I think about this. Our brand here with Rise to Greatness Ascension Media Group, our brand here is specifically tuned to motivational, personal, and self-development. What would it look like if we came on here and just was like, we just gonna say some stuff, or what if I just heard everything? Like, I listen to Secret to Success podcast every week, right? What if I just listened to Secret to Success podcast and just repeated everything that they said and didn't even believe anything that I said that I was saying? Marcus can tell you guys right now that with this brand, that everything that comes out of my mouth is something that I live. Even back down to something that, like, I challenged myself this week. Mark, and we talked about it when I went to the real estate meetup, bro. I just felt like I started to get that imposter syndrome back, bro. I ain't felt that in a while, but I was like, you know what, bro? I know exactly what I need to do. The lady already told us exactly what we need to do. We need to make money. We need to make money in order to fuel our dreams. This is like whatever we need. Like, bro, she told us exactly what we needed, bro. She said, y'all gonna need at least 25K. Y'all gonna need at least 25K, bro. And I was like, yo, I don't know, man. It just don't feel right. I don't know what to do. Like I walked up in that room, bro, and I was just like, you know what? That's our people. What's up? I had to
That's
challenge myself, bro.
that's
Like we live in what we said we like with like this podcast. I don't listen back to the podcast to for entertainment. Bro, I listen back to our own podcast because whatever I said on a previous episode, I have to be able to embody that in today.
mm-hmm.
So if we got on this joint and we did half ass every week, bro, this episode, I don't even know what episode this is at this point. I think it's 127. If we did 127 episodes and we half ass 127 episodes, first of all, I promise y'all, if we half ass it, we wouldn't have made it 127 episodes.
Oh no.
We giving this shit our all every single week. Every week, and then not only are we giving it our all every week, we're going back and we're living it. So you can never say that we're cutting corners as it pertains to giving this message.
Yeah.
But if we did, yeah, go ahead, Mark, go ahead.
I was gonna say, to go back to the thing you said about the Secret to Success podcast, right? If we did, listen to that and come here and like regurgitate that, we might get a little famous, okay? Because let's keep it real. Some people do that, and they get a little success from it. But in the end, it's going to catch up with them. Somebody's gonna be like, "Hey, ho. They said the same exact thing over here at Secret Success.
Oh man.
Basically, you guys over here, plagiarizing or whatever, and that's gonna stick with you. If you do that, you're gonna be forever known as,
And for full clarity, I'm in Breathe You, so I'm pretty sure that'll climb back up the ladder faster than I would think it would, but I promise you it would, bro.
Yep.
I promise you it would.
It's just like in school. You plagiarize a essay, it's gonna come back to bite you in the butt. You're gonna get a big fat F. That F is gonna be on. Actually, with plagiarism now, you go as far as getting what expelled, I think. Yeah. So you ruin your whole life just because you couldn't, muster up the courage to do something yourself, do something original. That reputation that you're gonna tarnish, and it's gonna happen. It might not happen right away, but it's going to happen. It sticks with you. Don't be out here being that person just because find something you're passionate about. It doesn't have to be exactly what somebody else is doing. Just don't try to take a shortcut and do something like that, like plagiarism, because that's gonna stick.
Yeah. And like I want to give a practical example, right? Because as a company, like Marcus and I have gone through this, and I know plenty of examples, but bro, like this is like the most recent one where we had an idea. We had an idea to do some merch. And this was before we figured it out and started just outsourcing. But I had all of these ideas about making the merch myself and all this other stuff. But I felt like, me personally, if I was the one having to do all of that, it wouldn't be of the best quality because there's plenty of other things that I need to put my time and my energy into. So buying me a Cricut and doing vinyl cutting and all that other stuff like that, it didn't seem like the thing that was going to push us ahead. So we outsourced it. We made the decision of, let's find somebody that can make the stuff for us. And, we bring them in on the team and we move from there. So Mark and I reached out to somebody. Actually, I think you found them. And my man was hyping Mark up. Mark came back and said, yo, I found a guy. He said he doing the shirts. He said he been doing it for years. And this ain't no fault to Mark. Like I'm not blaming him for it. Because the guy, when I talked to the guy, he hyped himself up to a point where I was even like, yo, you the man. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
He was showing us his one little shirt that he made some little, what was like a Sesame Street shirt, some kind of Sesame Street party shirt or something that he supposedly had made back in the day. But
yeah, it was like a Sesame Street, kind of like a crossover or something. The characters look like they were from, I want to say, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air or something.
Oh,
like
okay.
that.
All right. Yeah, I didn't get the reference then. It went over my head. But yeah, my man said that he can do it. He showed me the shirt as an example. It's a little faded. He said he made it a few years ago. So I'm like, all right, that's normal. I ain't tripping on that. But what ended up happening was we ended up buying $180 worth of shirts from this guy.
Okay.
$180 worth of shirts from this guy. And we we were giving these joints out to folks. We were giving these joints out to folks, bro. Like, we were making shirts and we were like bringing people in. We were like telling people about our brand. We were trying to like maximize on it, bro. And we got 2 washes in, and the whole design started peeling up, bro. The whole design started peeling up. Mark had a shirt with the dirty trunk, the dirty trunk logo peeling halfway off the front. Peeling halfway off the front. So what told me, what played over in my mind was the fact that the guy, he hyped himself up. He said, yo, I can do it for you. I'm the guy for the job. And I was telling him exactly what kind of challenges he would have. I told him that we will be repeat customers. This will be a long-term thing. Whatever materials you need, let us know. And if you don't have the materials, bro, this is going to be a problem. Do you have the materials? Do you have the time? Do you have the space? Like, these are all things that I asked him. Like, do you have the resources to get this done? Because this is what we need. I gave him a whole list of things that we needed. And he was like, all right, I got you. Send me the files and we good. Gabe came to work. I probably should have known better, because we were making all our transactions at work, not necessarily like business people. I probably should have known that then, but you live and you learn, right?
Yeah.
So we got all these shirts back, paid him his money, and I'm like, yo, they look good, they crisp, they clean, bro. Like, I'm like, yeah, these are hot. And we start handing them joints out, bro, and like, I had to apologize to folks, bro. Like, I was giving folks their money back, bro. We end up getting new shirts remade, and I ended up giving folks free shirts after the fact, bro. Because I'm like, yo, I can't live with the fact that you got swindled like that. So, yeah, bro. Like, even if that dude came to me with the most legitimate business in the world, bro, I still wouldn't trust my man, because his value system told him to lie to me like that and say that he can do something that he bragged that he could do. And he couldn't hold up his end of the bargain.
And that goes back to kind of how I was saying, like, why cut corners and make that negative reputation for yourself?
Yeah.
And with that, he could have, I mean, we weren't too established at that time, but like, say we did that on a larger scale and we gave those out to like some professionals in our scene of work or whatever, like that would have made us kind of look bad. Like, you trying to impress somebody and they come back to you, be like, hey, yeah, washed the shirt about a couple of times and it started to fall apart on me. Like,
we got one joint that we ain't never touched, bro, and the logo is coming off of it, bro. Never worn. I'm about to just pull the logo off of it and just have a clean black tee.
Thanks. But yeah, like when you cut corners, it doesn't hurt yourself. It hurts whoever is on that receiving end. Like, and for what? Just like we said, just to be safe and efficient. You're trying to secure a bag for that moment.
That moment.
Like like you said, we were supposed to be like long-term customers with this guy. Like we could have helped him out with anything, because we're
Right.
not those people to just be like, all right, you help us and you just keep helping us. We trying to have this as like a revolving door situation. We help you, you help us, and we grow
We come up
together.
together, bro.
And
And he was talking about clothing line though. That's the worst thing. Like you were talking about having a clothing line and you still cut corners.
mm, mm.
How does that work, bro?
Facts.
And y'all just heard Mark say you just trying to secure the bag for the moment.
Mm-hmm.
But the goal, and I'm gonna challenge y'all real quick. Because some of y'all thinking that if I got a service
Mm-hmm.
and I secure the bag, then that's the job well done. Well, here's the thing. If you secure the bag and you can secure the bag over and over and over and over and over again over a long-term period of time, isn't that a little bit better than securing the bag once and moving on with your life and making that person not like you? Like I can't imagine, and like I'm gonna throw a little philosophy in it, right? Because if you make a bad if you got one customer here, right? And you sell to this one customer, you overpromise and underdeliver this one customer, and then that one customer they can't stand you. Now you got to go find another customer to do the same thing too. And you got to go find another one after that to do the same thing too, just to keep securing your bag. But eventually, and here's what Marcus was saying: if you that one customer can't stand your ass, and that one customer go to this next customer, they can't stand you, then you become a conversation on Facebook, then your ass become a meme.
Yep.
And
You're
continuously running away from that problem because you're still trying to continuously receive that bag, and you're running out of options. So you're consistently running away from your problem, and your problem keeps catching up to you. So you got to keep running to keep receiving your bag instead of just doing it right the first time. I promise you, it costs more money to run away from a problem than it is to do it right the first time. Cool. When Mark said he dug a hole in the wrong spot, bruh, somebody had to pay him for that hour that he dug that hole in the wrong spot.
Mm-hmm.
Then they had to pay for it on the back end when they had to fill the hole back in. He was still getting paid for the hour. So you out here wasting time and wasting money doing the wrong thing, not even realizing that you're having to come up with more money and spend more resources on the back end to try to cover up the things that you were doing in the first place.
Yep. And it's crazy because we've seen we see it happen all the time. There's proof in it. Like if you go above and beyond and please that one customer, it comes back to you tenfold. That one customer, just same scenario. Instead of swindling that person, say you go above and beyond, you put your all into it, you put your heart, soul back into the project or whatever for a customer, and they go back and they just completely love it. And then what they do, they share it on Instagram, they tell their friends, they tell people to come to you. So you got to do less work.
Yeah.
And you
go ahead.
Getting people, you just getting clients. They at that point, they throwing money at you.
I pray that nobody ever, knock on wood, pray that nobody ever think that I'm trying to cut corners in the Aether universe, bro. For that reason, bro. I can't be the next Stan Lee if people think I'm cutting corners, bro. I promise you, bro. Like I gotta keep bringing hard hitting stories. And I told people, like I'm telling people all the time, like I release a lot of free content. I gotta hold up to that promise. I gotta hold up to that, bro. Like that's the thing that I gotta do now. I gotta hold up to it. I got a story, a universe that I have to build. So I had to get people to understand that that universe is worth giving attention, if that make any sense. Like if I wrote a book a year and I released a book a year, then I don't fulfill my promise. But I can easily say that I could take a year to write a book and be done with it. I'm hoping this message is getting through to people, man, because there's a lot of people that I know personally who all they want to do, and you're not even just cutting corners trying to get money. You cutting corners in your job, thinking that you want to succeed at your job. You cutting corners at work. You cutting corners in your relationships. And what do I mean by that? Your significant other said that they want something, and you put on a facade as if you're doing it, but you really not. Like you giving them something for one time because they said that you don't figure out what they value in life, so you just kind of wing it. You don't really know, so you just kind of winging it, bro. You ain't really in it. You ain't really into your relationship like that. You your job, you saying that you want to get promotions, but you're not necessarily doing what the company needs you to do. You just doing what you think is necessary to get people to see that you're doing what you're supposed to do, but you're not really doing it. But you're trying to make people and then not only are you not doing it, you're trying to convince people that you are. So you're putting more energy into the fact of convincing somebody that you're doing the right thing than actually doing the right thing.
Oh, yeah. And oh man. Oh, that just teed me. Yes. Okay. So it is ridiculous how people get into that mode. I don't even know what triggers it, but it's like because people like to come to me to complain about any and everything for some reason. I literally sat there one day and was just like, I was in my own mind, and people were just coming for this for some reason this day. I'm just like, what do I got a sign on me that says like, yo, release your problems to me or something? I was just like,
you just got really? That face, bro.
It was ridiculous. And then like this one person came up, started complaining, and I'm just like, in the back of my mind, I'm just like, yo, just do the work. It's like, but I got this going on. They don't want to see me succeed. They keep bothering me, and I'm just like, yo, just do the work. Like all you gotta do is do the work. Just what I'm out here working and all this. I'm doing my job, but you're not. You're doing it to a point, and then you're stopping, and then you're just walking off. Just stay in your area and do the work. Why? What are we talking about here? But yes.
But you know exactly what triggers it, Mark. You know exactly what triggers it. So and I'm gonna give you a scenario. If I'm the person who's and this is an overpromise thing, because that's the person that overpromise what they're really doing, and they're trying to over deliver on the facade, but under deliver on what they're actually doing. I want y'all to hold on to that for a second. Well, here's what triggers it. Mark say he don't know what triggers it, and I want y'all to, because if I say this, I'm hoping that somebody listening to this could recognize that it's their own flaw, and they could reverse that thing. So what triggers it is I'm going to work, and I'm thinking I'm busting my ass. Be that as it may, you might be. You might feel like you're busting your ass, but you may be busting your ass on the wrong thing. Putting that out there like that. You may be busting your ass in the wrong job. What I'm trying to say. You might be at work doing something that you think is important, and you might be putting a lot of energy into it. You might be putting a lot of thought into it, but somebody else come and tell you that you slacking. So when somebody come and tell you that you're not doing the job, that you're not doing a good of a job as you think you are, then all of a sudden it changes, and now I feel attacked. So now I got to go into the defensive and tell you what I've been doing, and I had to go complain to somebody like Marcus and say that I do my job, I do this and I do that, but you never actually looked at what's expected of you. You're just giving what you want to give to the world. And it's not only jobs, because I talked about the relationships and business as well, that you have a certain product that you had to deliver. But whether as if you're at work, you got to deliver your performance. You're in relationships, you got to deliver your love. And business, you had to deliver the product. All of it is still a product. Everything is still a product. So if you're under a certain standard, then you had to meet that standard every single time. You can't fall under standard and say, and once somebody comes to you and say that you're not meeting that standard, you get defensive and you start talking about the things that you did. Every corner that you cut, you're exposing those corners. It's like if I turn the crop on, if I turn the crop on a picture and I rounded the corners out and I made that joint smaller, at the point that you start complaining about the work that you do is the work that's missing from the picture. But you're trying to convince people that you actually did the work, but you didn't. So you're spending time, and here's what most of y'all are doing. And here's why you think you're working hard, right? Because you're spending so much time trying to cover up the fact that you're not working.
There we go.
And you putting all this energy and trying to convince people that you are working, that you think you're working. Because it takes a lot of energy to lie.
It does.
It's a lot of energy, bro. You got to cover up one lie with another lie with another lie with another lie, and then you end up getting to a point where you got to start writing shit down and thinking back like, oh damn, I really got to make this story right.
Yeah,
you think you're working.
And sometimes they convince themselves, and it's like you said, like bringing it back to the picture jank. When you crop out a photo like that, when you cut in the corners, all you're doing is trying to make a picture fit your narrative. And we have people do that all the time with work, with life, and it's just like, you know the problem. Why are you putting so much effort into trying to edit this narrative? Just do the work. We said on previous episodes, just do the work.
Podcast over. Podcast over, bro. Podcast over, bro. That's it right there. You trying to change that. You trying to change the format of the picture to fit your narrative.
Your narrative, yeah.
Your narrative. And somebody telling you that your narrative is supposed to be bigger. Your aspect ratio is the wrong size. You're looking at it as a 4:3. We need you to be at a 16:9. You're looking at a 4:3. You at Instagram square. We need you to get the Facebook ad, bro. Like, yo, your aspect ratio was wrong, bro. You trying to change the picture? Oh, podcast over. Podcast over. That's it. We done. We done. We done.
Oh,
we
man.
done, bro. That's it. That's it. Oh man, that's crazy, dog. I didn't even think of it in that way when I was saying it, bro. Oh God. Woo.
So people get off your own island. All you gotta do is literally just do the work. People all the time. Some people, even if you know you're working hard, why do you have to go above and beyond and prove that to somebody?
If you were really working hard, somebody will tell you how hard you're working.
Facts. So instead of getting bent out of shape, if it's in a relationship, if it's at a job, if you're told to do more, or just if you're getting that healthy, correct criticism, just take a mirror, look at yourself in a reflection, just look at the picture and fix it. If you got to work a little bit harder, work a little bit harder. Need to stay your ass put, stay at home, stay in your department, just do that. It's very simple, people. Don't go above and beyond and make it complicated. Uh, a picture speaks 1,000 words. Just listen to it sometimes. Just listen to it.
And I know like jobs can be like demanding, and I don't want to make it a job thing, but
I mean,
like,
life in general is demanding.
life is demanding, bro. And the thing is, like, I want you to understand that it's always hard at the beginning because at the beginning you're always under someone else's narrative.
Ooh.
You're always under someone else's narrative. And you always end up having to stretch that picture farther than that resolution is able to, like, your joint start to pixelate at some point, right? But the thing is like the more you do what you're supposed to do, and no matter what it is, the more you do what you're supposed to do, the smaller you can make your own aspect ratio, bro. I'm just saying, you can make that joint as small, as big as you want, bro. You can do whatever you want to do. And hey, at some point you can start cutting corners and relax. Yeah. So do the right thing. That's it. It's just it. Just do the right thing. It's just that simple. That's it, man. That's it.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, that has been the Dirty Trunk Podcast, where the elephant is always welcome. It's me, your boy Marcus Morton. I always say with me is the Aaron Mack. And before we head out, please hit that like and subscribe button. Like us on Facebook,
Facebook,
YouTube,
yeah, we not on Instagram
Spotify.
right now. Yeah,
I was about to say Instagram, but I was like,
we not. Yeah, Spotify. Rate us on Spotify. Rate us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, whatever. Wherever you can rate us at, man. We'd love to know what you guys think of the podcast. We doing 100. There's 127 episodes, I think.
When I see him,
probably got it wrong. It's all good, but it is what it is, man. We do this content for you guys. We put our blood, sweat, and tears into this thing, man. We even had a tough conversation about carrying on this thing last week. So we really here for you guys, man. Like really here for you guys. So let us know what you feel. Let us know how you thinking, man. Whatever conversation you guys want us to talk about, and let's get to it, man. That's all we got.
All right. Any upcoming news business? How was the con?
Oh, we haven't even talked about the con. Yeah, man, it was good, bro. Like we made more. Like I made a prediction. Like, and I do this thing where I make predictions before I go, and I'm like, we probably gonna do like 150 here. Like based on the crowd, based on what we look like, I'm just like, all right, we probably not gonna make table cost at this joint. It is what it is. We're just gonna have to prepare for that. Eat what we can take, bruh. We ended up making double what I said we were gonna make. So I was like, I'm all right with that. I can live with that. So yeah, man. We put all of that money into investing into book 3 that's coming out in 2 months, man. Book 3 is finished, and Caleb already has his hands on the author copy. So we're coming up with better timing now on this book than we started off with. And we already have a few other beta readers involved in the process. Like I sent out the email to my newsletter, my contacts, and I asked if anybody was available, if anybody wanted to read book 3 for free, just let me know, and I'll send you the file. And I got some hits, man. So
okay,
big ups to that, man.
Nice. All right, peoples. That is it on our end. Please stay tuned. We love doing this for you guys. And always remember, those who stray away from the elephant in the room are doomed to be crushed by the weight of it. This has been the Dirty Trunk Podcast.
Peace. Love you. See you next week.